I am.
We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order, and we'll go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, everyone. We'll go ahead and move on to the reorganization of the board. It's January, and time-honored tradition of reorganizing the board. So I open nominations for the office of president.
Mr. President,
Yes,
I nominate Sherry Lowell for the office of president.
thank you very much. I have a nomination for Ms. Lowell for president. Do I have any other nominations? Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to close the nominations for president?
So moved.
Second?
Motion in a second. And, oh, I thought you raised your hand.
No, I was just scratching my forehead.
I was like, what did I do? Okay. I move to, so I need a motion to,
You need to take the vote.
need to take the vote. So all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed say nay.
Now, I will question.
Yes.
I believe that
I think
there
with the
does have to
nomination-
be, somebody does need to make a motion to elect that individual as president, and then we vote on that.
So the vote we just took
Was to
closed
close
the
the
nominations.
nominations.
Now we need to
Now
take
may I have
the
a
vote.
motion to elect Ms. Lowell as president?
So moved.
Second?
Is that right?
Correct.
I think so.
That's why I was reading, and then when you raised your hand, I thought maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we have a motion and a second to elect Ms. Lowell as the governing board president. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Here we go again. Last time I was in this role, it was 2020, and I had, I think, only 2 meetings before we shut down. And then we went on Zoom. Okay. Thank you guys very much. You know we're all a team. Happy to be a part of it. All right, so I open the nominations for the office of the clerk.
Ms. Lowell, I make a motion that we nominate Ms. Reese as the clerk of the board.
Are there any other nominations? There are no other nominations. Can I have a motion to close the nominations?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Can somebody,
I move that we elect Ms. Reese as the clerk of the board.
Second.
we have a nomination and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is accepted. Congratulations. All right, so we will go on to roll call. Ms. Blaser,
Governing Board President Sherry Lowell.
present.
Governing Board Clerk Denise Reese. Here. Governing Board Member John Sparks.
Here.
Governing Board Member Anthony Bruno.
Here.
Governing Board Member Raul Rodriguez.
Present.
District Administration Superintendent Dr. Manuel Valenzuela.
Present.
Assistant Superintendent Scott Downs.
Present.
Assistant Superintendent Brett Bonner.
Here.
Chief Financial Officer Lisette Huey.
Here.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to approval of the agenda. Valenzuela.
Yes, I'd recommend approval of the agenda as it was revised.
We have a... Thank you. It's like riding a bike. It'll take me just a little bit here. A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Approval of minutes. Dr. Valenzuela.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, President Lowe, members of the board. You have in your packet draft copies of the minutes from the regularly scheduled meeting of the board back on December 13th, 2023. And after your review and consideration, I do recommend approval at this time.
Thank you very much. We have a recommendation. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Motion and a second. We have a vote first. Do we, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much. A ratification of the vouchers, Ms. Hewitt.
Good evening. Tonight, I recommend payroll ratification number 12 and new payroll 17 for a total payroll approval of $4,950,622.79. I additionally recommend expense vouchers 3045, 30 through 3048, and new vouchers 3061 to 3066 for a total of expense vouchers of $13,159,367.31 for a grand total of payroll ratifications and vouchers of $18,109,990.10.
Thank you very much. We have a recommendation or a motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Move on to Superintendent's report. Dr. Valenzuela.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, President Lowell, members of the board. Just a few comments in my report. We always begin with the enrollment report. I'll just preface the comments by saying this is the first meeting of the new calendar year. Historically, if you look at the trends and even the trend line data, it is a time when people that need to make a change, make those changes. I would note that so you see parallel lines. Again, it's been a year of largely flat growth, which is consistent with Mrs. Huey's budget. So we're right on line with that. It is interesting that we have some green and some blue, but they're all single digits. So it's reflective of those nominal shifts in that regard. We have, I think, pictures, hopefully, of a couple of our students, this time from Copperview Elementary. Students participated in an age-old traditional program that's been around for a long time, the Elks Hoop Shoot. And we had two students from Copperview that did particularly well. Charlie Parker came in second in the Pima County competition, and Arian Tapia came in first. So Arian gets to compete in the Arizona State Hoop Shoot contest. So whether it's in grades, academics, extracurriculars, fine arts, band, Sahuarita shines. So we're very proud of these youngsters. I'd also like to commend and recognize Ryan Carl Ogren with the support of Mr. Bonner on a very successful grant that they wrote to the state of Arizona for an arts grant. Basically, they got $23,000 to provide supplemental supplies for all arts teachers, whether they're graphic arts teacher, performing arts teacher, chorus, drama, dance, to spend. So, I mean, that resourcefulness, I think, really speaks to kind of how we operate and the initiative that we take. And finally, I'd just like to remind the board that tomorrow is the board lunch for SIS, which I think actually starts at 11:20. But if any of you can make it, if you'd be at my office at 11:15, and we'll walk over there and see what delicious food Susie and her team have for us tomorrow. So for any of you that are able to make it, 11:15, see you at my office. And with that, I believe my report is concluded. Thank you, President Lowell.
Thank you very much. So we'll move on to governing reports. Dr. Sparks.
Thank you very much. I want to welcome everyone back after the holidays and time away. I hope everybody did well. And I think I want to thank the administration and Walden Grove administration, teachers, and all those involved, maintenance, everybody was involved in managing a closed day. It has been a few years since we had a freeze pipe or broken pipe that was school, but it has happened in the past since I've been on the board. It does happen occasionally, but from everything I've heard, it ran smoothly and people were transported correctly. And I just appreciate that because it's something we don't have snow days. We have an occasional broken pipe day. But I'm grateful that everything, it went smoothly and the process was followed, and I'm just grateful for that. And hope everybody enjoys the new year and happy 2024. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Rodriguez.
I just want to wish everybody a happy new year. Looking good for 2024. I'm looking forward to the rest of this year. I think we're off to a great start. That's all I want to say.
Thank you very much. Mr. Bruno.
Yeah, I just want to follow up on, thank you. I'll follow up on some of the earlier remarks and say that not only did maintenance deal with the water issues up at Walden Grove, but all over the district. That wasn't the only place there were water issues, and maintenance was spread thin and ran around quite a bit. So I appreciate that, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Thank you very much. Ms. Reese?
Much the same, just wanting to wish everyone a Happy New Year. Welcome back to our students. I know that SCPA got kicked off by students yesterday, so just glad to have everyone back, and happy and healthy, safe 2024.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to the agenda. We don't have any recognition of community staff and students this meeting. We'll move on to call to public. And we don't have any call to public. So we'll move on to item number 7, Dr. Valenzuela, new business.
Thank you. Yes, this is really not too new. If it's familiar to you, it's because it's not your imagination. You've actually approved this fairly recently. This was basically a conversation that I had with Mr. Bonner, and basically what happened is in the operational details of managing material supplies and preparations for board meetings, we had 2 working documents that each were being used to add modifications to the fee schedule. Both were 100% accurate, but they just weren't merged into one. So in good, proper practice, full transparency, we decided to bring back, I guess you could call it the final draft. And we did take the opportunity to add commentary, as was requested, about individual consideration for students who may have difficulties with the fees. So with that, Brett, I don't know if you had any other comments.
No, you summarized it very accurately, and I did speak to our high schools and our middle school principals to add that in their registration booklets as well. So if there's a financial hardship, to work directly with the school leadership, to the school office staff, and we will not penalize students in any way. But Dr. V is right. We want to operate with transparency. The information was there. It was just on 2 separate documents. But now what you're seeing is accurate. It's one working document, and pending the board's approval, this will go out tomorrow to all of our school sites.
And I do recommend approval at this time.
Thank you very much. We have a recommendation. Do you have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I'd just like to point out, I think sometimes in a day and age when I think there's a lot of mistrust and discord and this maybe hypersensitive feeling towards governmental agencies and school boards and politics and political boards and fees and costs. And I think I just want to point out that, we had 2 separate documents and we're making one, or bringing it back. That I just appreciate the willingness to say, hey, let's be as transparent as humanly possible. And I'm grateful for the addition of the line item to seek assistance if necessary. So that's all I wanted to say. I just point that out. I appreciate it. It shows a desire and a commitment, even in the small things, to be super transparent. So appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much. We'll move on to item number 8, new business, Dr. Valenzuela.
Again, an item that is not really that new. It's pretty standard. It's an updated list of the latest and greatest items that have exhausted their useful life and that we'd like to ask the board to duly authorize as fit for public auction. So I do recommend the board's authorization of those items that you have in your packet at this time.
Thank you very much. We have a motion. Do I have a recommendation?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much. We'll move on to item number 11, consent agenda. Dr. Valenzuela.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, President Lowell, members of the board. You have a fairly lengthy list of routine consent matters that may be approved in their entirety, and I do recommend approval of the comprehensive consent agenda as it is presented.
Thank you very much. We have a motion. Do I have a recommendation? Oh, we have a recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
We have any discussion? I'm not gonna,
I just want to say thank you to the people who donated for gifts and donations. The donor match programs that are available through some of our employers is fantastic. That's really, really giving a lot of, needed funds, especially for extracurriculars and for some of our students. And then obviously, a huge shout out to the Sahuarita Unified School District Educational Enrichment Foundation for their donations to the individual instructors or department heads that are mentioned in the agenda. Thank you so much. Those are amazing, and I love seeing the projects that our staff and faculty come up with for those, the dollars that they do with those. So, thank you.
donor match is amazing. Any other discussion? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much. So I guess we'll move on to item number 13, establish the next board meeting, which will be January 24th, 2024, here in the Pod B. And we just need a motion for adjournment, correct?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Meeting adjourned.